Only 2 hours left. This is about your daughter. This Thursday she will be at a spiritual crossroads that will determine her entire future. Archangel Michael has an urgent message that cannot wait another moment. You've been feeling worried about your daughter lately, haven't you? Those restless nights when you wake up thinking about her safety? The strange dreams where you see her surrounded by darkness? These aren't random fears. They're divine warnings trying to reach you. Your daughter is facing influences right now that are working to pull her away from her true path. The changes you've noticed in her behavior, the new friends, the different interests, these aren't just normal teenage phases. Something deeper is happening, and Archangel Michael needs you to understand the spiritual battle taking place around your precious child. This Thursday marks a critical moment in this battle. What happens in the next 2 hours will determine whether you can protect her from the path that leads to years of struggle and pain, or guide her toward the incredible spiritual awakening that's meant to be her destiny. The blue feathers you've been finding, the protective thoughts that suddenly come to your mind about her, these are signs that divine intervention is already beginning. Archangel Michael has revealed that this Thursday represents a crucial turning point in your daughter's spiritual journey. On this specific day, the veil between positive and negative influences will be thinnest around her. Certain forces that have been carefully positioning themselves in her life will make their strongest attempt to lead her away from the path of light and truth. These influences aren't just peer pressure or typical teenage rebellion. They're spiritual. Entities working through human agents, friends who seem harmless but carry darkness, online influences that slowly poison young minds, and situations that appear innocent but create lasting spiritual damage. Your daughter's pure heart and natural spiritual gifts make her a primary target for these forces. What makes Thursday so critical is that this is when these influences will try to create a permanent foothold in her life. They've been patient, slowly building trust and influence, waiting for this moment when her spiritual defenses are naturally weaker. If they succeed, what follows will be months or even years of watching your daughter become someone you don't recognize. Distant, rebellious, making choices that lead to pain and confusion. But here's what these dark forces don't understand. They've made a critical mistake by targeting the daughter of someone who is under Archangel Michael's protection. Your awareness of this message right now gives you the power to completely change Thursday's outcome and set your daughter on a path of spiritual awakening instead of spiritual confusion. Now you need to recognize the warning signs that have been appearing in your daughter's life. Think about the changes you've observed recently, how she's become more secretive about her activities, spending hours on her phone or computer with people you don't know, the way she reacts with sudden anger when you ask simple questions about her day. These aren't normal developmental phases. They're signs of negative influence taking root. Have you noticed her energy changing after spending time with certain friends? She comes home drained, moody, or strangely distant. Her sleep patterns have shifted, staying up very late, having trouble waking up, or complaining about bad dreams she won't describe. Her appetite has changed, either eating much more or much less than usual. Pay attention to how she responds to family time now compared to before. Does she seem uncomfortable during family prayers or conversations about values? Does she avoid eye contact during meaningful discussions? These changes happen because negative influences create a barrier between children and their families. The most telling sign is in her interests and entertainment choices. New music that feels dark or angry, movies or shows with themes that go against your family values, or sudden fascination with topics that seem to pull her away from light and positivity. Even her physical posture may have changed. Slouching, covering her face with hair, wearing darker colors than she used to prefer. Your intuition, as her parent, has been alerting you to these changes. That uncomfortable feeling in your stomach when you see her with certain people, or the sudden urge to check on her when she's been quiet too long. These are your parental spiritual senses detecting the battle happening around your child. Archangel Michael is offering his powerful protection for your daughter, but you must actively invite his intervention. Begin immediately with this specific prayer. Archangel Michael, I call upon your mighty protection for my daughter. Surround her with your blue shield of light. Cut away all negative influences trying to lead her from her true path. Give me wisdom to guide her and strength to protect her spiritual journey. Thank you for standing guard over my precious child. Create a protective energy field around your daughter's room tonight. Stand at her doorway after she's asleep and visualize bright blue light filling every corner of her space. See Archangel Michael's sword of light cutting through any dark energy that has attached to her belongings, her electronics, or her environment. This cleansing will help her sleep more peacefully and weaken negative influences. Place a small piece of clear quartz or amethyst under her mattress or on her windowsill. These crystals, when blessed with your intention for protection, create ongoing spiritual barriers against harmful influences. You don't need to explain this to her. The crystal's energy works regardless of her awareness. Bless her food and water each day by silently asking Archangel Michael to infuse it with protective light. This creates internal spiritual strength that helps her naturally resist negative influences. When she drinks or eats blessed food, she's receiving divine protection from within. Create a family protection ritual by lighting a white or blue candle during dinner and saying a simple blessing for each family member's protection and guidance. This doesn't have to be elaborate. Even a moment of silent intention while holding hands strengthens your family's spiritual bonds. Use sound to clear negative energy from your home. Ring a small bell in the corners of her room, or simply clap your hands 3 times in each corner while mentally asking Archangel Michael to clear the space. The sound vibrations immediately disperse heavy energies. You'll know this protection is working when you notice your daughter sleeping better, seeming more like her old self during family interactions, or showing sudden disinterest in negative influences that previously attracted her. Archangel Michael wants you to understand that your daughter is caught in a spiritual war that's targeting young people worldwide. This isn't about religion or beliefs. It's about the battle between light and darkness for the souls of the next generation. Your daughter's generation faces unique spiritual challenges that previous generations never encountered. Technology has created new pathways for negative influences to reach children directly. Social media, online games, and digital entertainment can carry spiritual attachments that slowly alter young people's thoughts and desires. What appears to be harmless entertainment often contains subliminal messages designed to separate children from family values and spiritual truth. These influences work by gradually shifting your daughter's emotional frequency. They introduce doubt about your love and guidance, create artificial conflicts between you, and make rebellion seem exciting, and freedom seem like isolation from family. They target her natural desire for independence and twist it into rejection of everything that truly protects and nurtures her. The reason Thursday is so significant is that negative forces operate on spiritual timelines and energy cycles. This particular Thursday represents a convergence of energies that will either solidify their influence over your daughter or break their hold completely, depending on the spiritual protection you provide. Your daughter isn't just a random target. She has specific spiritual gifts and a divine purpose that these forces want to prevent. Her natural intuition, her ability to sense people's true nature, her capacity for deep love and spiritual connection. These gifts threaten the darkness, so they're trying to bury them under confusion and rebellion before they fully develop. But your love and prayers are more powerful than any negative influence attempting to reach her. This Thursday will unfold as either your daughter's spiritual breakthrough or her deepest fall into confusion, depending on the protection you establish tonight. If you take the steps Archangel Michael is guiding you toward, Thursday will mark the beginning of an amazing transformation in your daughter's life. With proper spiritual protection in place, you'll notice immediate changes Thursday morning. Your daughter will wake up feeling different, lighter, more peaceful, more like the loving child you remember. The negative influences that have been clouding her judgment will suddenly lose their power over her thoughts and emotions. During Thursday, situations that these influences plan to use against her will instead work in her favor. Friends who were leading her toward darkness will either change their behavior or naturally drift away from her life. Online content that previously fascinated her will suddenly seem uninteresting or even disturbing to her awakening spiritual senses. Most importantly, the barriers between you and your daughter will begin dissolving Thursday evening. She'll seek out family time, ask questions about spiritual matters, or simply seem more comfortable in your presence. This marks the beginning of healing in your relationship and her return to her authentic, light-filled nature. The spiritual gifts that negative influences were trying to suppress will start emerging. Her natural intuition will strengthen, her ability to discern people's true intentions will sharpen, and her connection to divine guidance will become clear. She'll begin fulfilling the special spiritual mission she's meant to accomplish in this lifetime, starting with helping other young people recognize and resist the same negative influences that once affected her. After Thursday's breakthrough, maintaining your daughter's spiritual protection requires consistent daily practices. Continue the morning protection prayer, adapting it as you see her spiritual strength growing. Your ongoing vigilance and spiritual support will ensure that negative influences cannot regain their foothold in her life. Teach your daughter appropriate spiritual discernment without creating fear. Help her understand that she has natural abilities to sense whether people and situations carry positive or negative energy. Encourage her to trust her instincts when something doesn't feel right, and create an environment where she feels safe, sharing these concerns with you. Establish family spiritual traditions that naturally strengthen your bonds and create ongoing protection. This might be weekly family meditation time, monthly nature walks where you discuss spiritual topics, or simple bedtime conversations about daily gratitudes and protective prayers. Keep your home environment spiritually clean through regular clearing practices. Open windows frequently to allow fresh energy flow, play uplifting music, and maintain plants or natural elements that carry positive vibrations. A spiritually clean home naturally repels negative influences and supports your daughter's continued awakening. Watch for signs of your daughter's developing spiritual gifts and support their healthy expression. She may show increased empathy, prophetic dreams, or strong intuitive knowledge about people and situations. Rather than dismissing these as imagination, acknowledge her abilities and teach her how to use them wisely. Create ongoing communication channels where she can safely discuss spiritual experiences or concerning influences she encounters. Your role as her spiritual guide and protector extends well beyond Thursday. You're helping establish the foundation for her lifelong spiritual strength and discernment. Archangel Michael wants you to understand the immense spiritual authority you possess as your daughter's parent. Your love for her creates a direct connection to divine protective forces that no negative influence can overcome. When you pray for your daughter's protection, heaven responds immediately, because parental love aligned with divine will is one of the most powerful forces in existence. Your spiritual authority over your daughter's welfare doesn't depend on her cooperation or belief. Even if she seems resistant to your guidance, your prayers and protective intentions create an invisible shield around her that operates regardless of her awareness. The spiritual realm recognizes your position as her guardian and honors your requests for her protection and guidance. Every time you visualize light surrounding your daughter, every protective prayer you speak, every blessing you place on her belongings, these actions carry tremendous spiritual weight. You're not just hoping for her protection. You're actively creating it through your parental authority combined with divine intervention. Your intuitive feelings about people and situations affecting your daughter are spiritually accurate. When something doesn't feel right to you regarding her safety or influences in her life, trust these instincts completely. Your parental spiritual senses are finely tuned to detect threats to your child's well-being, even when you can't explain logically why you feel concerned. The strength of your faith and determination directly influences the outcome of this spiritual battle. Your confidence in your ability to protect and guide her, backed by angelic support, makes you truly powerful in securing her spiritual future. Time is running short. You have less than 2 hours to establish the spiritual protection that will ensure Thursday becomes your daughter's breakthrough instead of her spiritual setback. Begin the protection prayer immediately, tonight, before you sleep. Her spiritual future depends on the actions you take in these crucial remaining hours. Start the blue light visualization around her room as soon as possible. The earlier you establish this protective barrier, the stronger it will be when Thursday's spiritual crossroads arrives. Don't wait until tomorrow morning. The protection needs to be in place before the negative influences attempt their strongest attack. Place protective crystals in her space tonight. Bless her water and prepare for tomorrow's family protection ritual. These practical steps, combined with your prayers, create multiple layers of spiritual defense that will ensure the positive outcome Archangel Michael has shown you is possible. Show your appreciation for this urgent divine guidance by giving super thanks up to $20. This energetic exchange strengthens the connection between heaven and your family, ensuring continued angelic protection and guidance throughout this critical transition. Archangel Michael stands ready to defend your daughter, but your immediate action is required to activate his full protection. Don't let this window close. Your daughter's spiritual destiny and your family's peace depend on what you do right now. Begin tonight and watch Thursday transform from a day of concern into a day of miraculous breakthrough and renewed family connection.